Network of awareness makes your brain coherent. One of the fastest growing podcasts. You can hear it 24/7. Got listeners out in London, informationalists in Paris. The echo spreading out, no parrot. Just dissect, digest, and share it. The righteous rhymes hit the spirit. Click 90 times, it won't perish. Cause y'all's the mind ain't no fairy tale like the valley our parents. It's time to rise, don't get wary. United minds, it's apparent. Download every single errand, but most ain't fit to catch it, even if they were Larry. Interviews, the interludes, they enter you, taking you on a journey like no other. It places you in a state of awareness. It's your fault if you hate the truth, cause Yahweh been Yahweh's on his way, my brother. Better change your views. All praise to Yah.
Peace and greetings. Presenting the Network of Awareness podcast radio station, providing in-depth information on society and culture in America and abroad, bringing you truth messages of inspiration, keen insight, reputable interviews, and so much more. So now, for the truth you've been waiting for, your host of the Network of Awareness podcast, Aura, the informationalist.
Yeah. Welcome to the Network of Awareness and welcome to Faith Over Fear Friday. People, we had some major technical difficulties, so that's why we're starting 15 minutes late. But that's okay, because we're gonna have a nice show today. We're gonna have a building session with Take One, and today's episode is called Forward Progression. And in the background, we got a beat from none other than Kyle Christian. And as promised, I said I'm gonna introduce myself and Take One to this beat. It's a funky beat. And we got a funky show today, Faith Over Fear Friday. And today is the day where we play more music. And in a minute, I am going to invite Take One. Now, I had some issues with my audio interface. I got to get a new XLR cable, people. The one that I got is flimsy. So what I'm going to do is get me one of those cables. That way I can go back on audio interface. But in the meantime, I got my USB, baby. I'm on USB mode today. So we're going to make it happen like we always do here at the Network of Awareness. Shout outs to the brothers in the chat room. Shout outs to all the people that are going to be joining the chat room in just a minute, trickling in. And today we're going to have a discussion about a lot of different things, but I wanted to title the show Forward Progression for Faith Over Fear Friday, because when you have faith over fear, you got nothing but to progress and move forward in life, because the Most High has got his wonderful grace all over you and gracing you with much favor, much enlightenment and wisdom, and the ability to endure whatever comes on this very chaotic and manipulative planet that we live on. And it's not so much the planet itself, but it is the forces that roam this planet that make it difficult. But when you got faith over fear, I'm not going to say that it's an easy life because it comes with a lot of struggle. But what it is easy is knowing that the Most High is everything. So we're going to have a great show today, people. Faith over Fear Friday. Let's let this beat rock out for a little bit and then we'll come right back.
You are now tuned in to the network of awareness.
Nothing like this. Stage screen radio.
Please just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo. How you doing?
Yes, peace and greetings, folks, and welcome to the Network of Awareness Faith Over Fear Friday live broadcast here on May 27th, 7:20 p.m. We had to start a little late because had some issues with the cables and realized that the cable has been going bad, so we got to replace it. But let me not waste no more time telling you about the technical difficulties we had. Let's welcome to the show none other than Take One from the Righteous Rap Academy. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shalom, brother. Thank you for having me for another Faith Over Fear Friday. I want to see our brothers and sisters in the chat, man. And everybody listening on. And the crowd goes on.
Yeah, bro. How you doing?
Doing good. How about you, brother?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for you for asking.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you ready to do the show today, man?
Absolutely. Let's do
Anything you want to start off? Anything you want to say on Faith Over Fear Friday?
All praise to Yah. Just before you hit me up, I had a beautiful conversation with my sister. She's only 2 years older than me, but we've always had such a special bond since yay high. You know, she's always been spiritually bounded, and her words definitely uplifted me. So I think I'm in a good, not only state of mind, but, spiritual setting for this show. So all praise to y'all. Hope y'all enjoying your Sabbath, and just hope y'all enjoy the show. Let's do it, Aura.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad you had a great conversation with your sister.
Mm-hmm.
Let me lower the thing is with this damn transition that I made with the microphone going from USB to or from XLR to USB, it wasn't something I was prepared for. So if you hear a little bit of static, I'm gonna try to fix it as much as possible. But I titled the show Forward Progression on Faith Over Fear Friday because I didn't really have any one specific topic that I wanted to cover today with you. But the reason I chose Forward Progression, because it is Faith Over Fear Friday, and having faith over fear is essential for one's life these days. But also because I think that when it comes to forward progression, that you and I are moving pretty swiftly. And not to say that we don't have challenges in our life and that life is easy, but when it comes to forward progression, it's like if you are keeping busy with purpose-driven activity, And at the same time, understanding and giving praise to the Most High for the opportunity to move in that manner, I believe it's something to where it's to be acknowledged and to be, kind of retrospectively analyzed, because it's hard to move forward these days when you have a lot of things going against you. And I think it's a beautiful thing that when you understand how the Most High is within everything, that's why the Most High is the universe and that which is and always will be. And you start to move with that faith over fear. And I want to put emphasis on fear because I was just watching that clip that Brother Cal, Slime Doe 23, released a while back with Malcolm X talking about how he's already dead. So he lives his life like a dead man because he doesn't fear anything. And I related to that video heavily because I feel the same way. And the only reason I feel the same way is because I've had so many life and death experiences when I was younger and I survived them all. So it's like, even though I didn't technically physically die in those moments, having so many of them conditioned me to believe and to understand that there's nothing really to fear when it comes to death. Because if it happens, it happens. And when it happens, it's very quick. It's a very temporary experience. And I think that when you start living with that understanding, it does give you a special elevation to your frequency, which in turn gives you a little bit more ability than most, because there are a lot of people that live opposite of that mentality, meaning they live in a state of fear where death is very fearful for them, aka why people took the science appliance, because they feared the possibility of death through a viral activity. But let's start off the conversation that way, right? That's why I chose forward progression. So you could take it from there and, and tell me what you think about it. But this conversation doesn't have to specifically be about one thing. But I wanted to give tribute to moving forward with the Most High, with Yah Elohim, because why not?
Right. And I absolutely 100% agree. To go back, with the death and everything like that, most people are afraid of dying because they really don't know what to expect when it's all said and done. But to go back, which we're talking about with Malcolm X, how he said he doesn't really have a fear of dying or really just anything in this world because really he's dead already. That's very true. We're all put here to die at one point. We're not going to just be here forever. The Most High has already pre-written our lives. Either we figure it out and get ourselves right and actually live our purpose according to what he wrote for us, or we don't. We suffer the consequences. But we can't say that he didn't give us that chance. He didn't give us that opportunity to better ourselves. And when the Most High does call on you for a particular purpose, it's important to not just, look at it as if it's less because it's not what you want to do. It's important to really take upon that with a badge of honor and to the best of your ability, take it as far as you can, because you might just change somebody else's life. And as the Most High is utilizing you according to his purpose, it gets hard. He'll take you out of your comfort zone and he'll take you through a lot of things that are uncomfortable and very challenging. But it's important as you're going through these different stages and phases that you learn how to adapt. And I feel like that's something that I'm going through right now, just adapting, because it's hard. It's not easy for us to just be like, oh, we got this thing in the bag. That's bullshit, man. And it would be blasphemous because we're all just human beings, But like I said, as the Most High is taking you through these different stages to help you elevate spiritually and grow closer to him, like I said, it's just very important to just adapt with it. Because when it's all said and done, he's only making you better than the individual you were yesterday. You know what I mean? He's making you better, he's making you wiser, and just more spiritually grown.
You know, you was talking about adapting, and through study from back in the days of stuff that I used to research, adaptation is a process, because the way our brains work, we have like neural pathways that are set. So when we start doing the same thing over and over again for more than a 30-day period, it starts to become ingrained. So a lot of that adaptation, the adapting process to doing something different than what you was doing day in and day out for a couple of months, couple of years, whatever it is, the brain has configured itself to that type of behavior. So whenever somebody does something different, like start a new job or a different job, or get into a different relationship, or have a whole completely different dynamic in which they're living their life, it's a process, because the neural pathways of the brain and the receptors now have to start getting used to those patterns and it's like a computer system, right? Where it has to actually run the program for a while before it actually completely gets well assimilated. So I understand what you mean by adapting, because that is the process that you're going through right now, whereas your neural pathways are now being reconfigured to a whole new process. It's like when one of my good examples of explaining what this in the most layman terms is like, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people that are listening have experienced this, is when you're driving, if you've moved recently to a different home, different apartment, different area, but it's in the same state or in the same city, same county, whatever the case may be, a lot of times what will happen is you'll wind up driving back to that place. And it doesn't necessarily have to be your home, but I'm using that as an example where you could be heading home from work, but instead of taking the route to your new home, you take the route to your old home because you're so conditioned to following that pattern. Because this happened to me before. Matter of fact, when I had moved in Florida, and I moved from Brandon to Sarasota, which is far. It's a 45-minute trip. I remember leaving out of work and going back on the highway like if I was going to Brandon. And I had to catch myself and be like, oh, wait a second, I don't live over there no more, you know? So that's just an example, but that's part of the adapting process that you're going through right now. Right. Is doing something completely different than what the brain and the way the mind works has gotten accustomed to. Even the hours of the day, our body has to configure itself to doing a different pattern of movement at a particular time of day. And that's a process in itself. Same thing with the food. Mm-hmm. Like I've conditioned myself to not drink soda for so many years that if I was to drink soda right now, it would put my body out of whack for a hot second.
Right, because you had to retrain your body to adapt to the changes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about him. This is also something that me and my sister was talking about in our conversation about the adapting part. That's the thing about humans and change and why they're so afraid of it and why it's so hard to get acquainted with it, because you have to adapt. You know, we're just so used to doing the same thing every single day. We're habitual creatures. It's just a fact, you know. And then it's like, even if you do find yourself to adapt to whatever it is that you're doing in the present tense, you're still missing those things from the past. You know what I mean? And you might even find yourself going back and dabbling into it. again, because you miss it at one point. This is all you knew, but once again, we're not just put here to be stagnant as human beings. We're here to change and go through phases and stages to grow. We're all like trees in the forest. How can we possibly grow with all this abundance of leaves and fruits and branches if we just stay in one spot forever? Honestly, I feel like those who are able to accept change, as hard as it is, are able to grow with it and get comfortable with it. I honestly feel like those are some of the strongest individuals. That's just my opinion. I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel like those are some of the most strongest for sure.
Well, I was going to name the episode yesterday for today. And I was a little undecided. I was going to call it Get Comfortable with Being Uncomfortable.
Mhm.
It's something that I saw on the show Billions, where he had hired Gabrielle something. I forgot that famous volleyball player, now a health instructor, whatever, a fitness guru. But she said it's all about being, and this is not the only person I've heard it from, but it was a reminder. As he was running with her, she said, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's the only way you excel in life and you grow, and you really grow and learn and become better than you was yesterday. Because by being in the state of uncomfortability and be feeling at home with that type of situation, it can really strengthen you. And of course, there's boundaries to that. I think that's what a lot of people sometimes forget, is that they go to the extreme of uncomfortability, and that's not the purpose of it. It's just getting used to adversity, getting used to situations not going tailor-made for you, and you having to put forth effort to make that situation happen and for it to come out in good standing. And even if it comes out to be a failure, embrace the failure as well and keep it moving. Forward progression.
Right.
That's why I named the show Forward Progression, because I believe that many of us, and shout outs to the people in the chat room, because many of you may relate to this, that we're progressively moving forward in an upright manner, and it seems to be working out well for us. It seems to be working out well. And I only say that because I don't know how everybody's life is going, but I do know that if the people that are listening to this show, especially the brothers and sisters in the chat room, are putting the time and effort to listen to the show, they got to have a sound mind. Like, things are definitely, being processed in their brains, and they are making moves. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm seeing them and they're making thought-provoking comments. So that, to me, just off of that little bit of information, lets me know that some of our brothers and sisters are doing well for themselves as far as like keeping their mind and their spirit healthy, and the body, but more importantly, the spirit, because it's like, and you can take it from here, but I feel like we're in a battlefield right now. And it's a 24/7 battle of this warfare that's going on currently in our current societies throughout the world. And the one that we know about best is the United Serpents of America. But go ahead, brother. That's what I wanted to say. The war is like nonstop these days.
Absolutely, it's nonstop. I mean, we're in a time right now where your faith, if you have it, please, by all means, please cling to it for dear life, because everything depends on it. Your crown, your salvation, everything, just your sanity. Because another thing will change is also, once again, it's like whatever it was that you had a hang on, it's almost like a control factor, if that makes sense. I don't want to lose y'all here, but the thing with change is in stagnation is that you feel like you're in control because you know what you're doing so very much well. But when you change it, it's like, how do I gain back that control? And so, and the thing with faith here is like the things that you might not have been doing, before the change, um, it worked very well with your faith. But now, as you're going through change, you feel like you're kind of losing your faith because you're finding yourself compromising, and doing things to, adapt to whatever it is that you're doing as you're forwarding in your life. I'm trying not to lose y'all here because I get it. I'm just trying to explain it to the best of my ability. You know what I'm saying? So that way you guys really can clearly understand. But all in all, just like I said, if you have your faith, keep it. Whatever it is that helps you, you might have a very well balanced diet. Years prior, you probably eating all kinds of, GMO processed foods and stuff like that. But now, you have a more rich diet that doesn't consist of those things. You got more alkaline in your system, more organic products, more natural and nature based. That's really skyrocketing your health. If that's there and it serves to really help, maintain your faith, keep doing that. Don't fall off that tightrope. You might read scriptures every day from the moment you wake up. You might exercise. The point is, these are all things that you do because they help you to maintain your faith in your walk with Yah. And like I said, we're in a time right now where it's like, if you have these set routines, stick to them because these demons are not playing. They're working ample time to snatch whatever crown they possibly can from those who have the potential to make it all the way through. So, do I think it's this spiritual warfare, like how serious it is? It's very serious. It's just the time right now to not be playing both sides, or you just kind of want it. You have to be 100% in, both feet, with the Most High. So I'll let you take it from there, Or.
Well, all I got to say is,
wow.
Let's take a break. And I think you touched on some great points there because it's like we're on a battlefield, no different than World War II, where, when the German forces were fighting against the European and American forces, it was just constant gunfire, constant hand-to-hand combat in the trenches. Same thing with Vietnam, where it was anything would pop off at any given moment, and I just think of it like that when I go out into the world, where it's like, there's so many people out here that are lost in the sauce. And there's some people that know what's going on. But because it's such a world of uncertainty, you don't even know who really to trust, even if they do have that spiritual righteousness to them and they're good people. Sometimes it's hard to tell. And It ain't worth taking no chances. I'll tell you that much. Mm-hmm. Your intuition better be on high, and it better be on patient too. But with that being said, let's take an intermission because it is Faith Over Fear Friday. And I do play a little bit more music on this particular day out of the week. And we started late because of the mumbo jumbo. So let's get some music out. And if any of the brothers and sisters in the chat room have any requests for any type of songs you want to get played, definitely let me know. And in the meantime, welcome to Faith Over Fear Fridays. Let's go. Let's start off with some state of awareness.
no room for softness, not in Sparta. No place for weakness. Only the hard and strong may call themselves Spartans. Only the strong.
Peace, brother. I don't have a lot of time, Take. They got the dogs on me. You know, they really trying to get me to take this science appliance, brother. And you know I'm not doing that, man.
Oh, where you at?
Not doing it. I'm in an undisclosed location right now. Up in the nature spot near that cabin I used to go to. But they got the dogs tracking me. They got the satellites. So they eventually gonna get here. I got it barricaded, you know what I'm saying? Because the only way I'm taking that jab is if I'm in a bag, brother. So Take, I just want to tell you this before anything else happens, and I want to get this out to you and let you know. Alright, brother, Take, they at the door. I gotta tell you, just listen, brother, just listen.
Now it's time to get out your own way. Allow Yahweh, today is your day to amaze in many ways. Cause it's just another phase in this infinite space where Yah be giving us grace. I'm working the race with diligent praise, unwavering faith. I'll be damned if I stray from Yah's will and embrace. Man sealed his fate with his ignorant ways. The world is disgraced, vibration has raised at a very fast pace. I'm present today in high frequency waves. No more being enslaved, all praise to Yahweh. A Hebrew warrior from the land of the brave. From the cradle to the grave to my very last day. Send a serpent to his cave, God favored my way. Never fearful or timid, it was written and given. No religion, division can stop a messenger that's fulfilling his mission.
It'll only get worse before they get better. But the storm ain't meant to last forever. Even when the light is dim, the sun finds a way to shine again. Things are getting ugly, things are getting cold, but I know it's best to stay in my zone. And I can't stop now, I can't stop now.
Hey, I can't stop and won't stop, I gotta keep propelling. Final destination is a room in the heavens. Diligence and militant, his will is my medicine. I can live without a half, but his love is my everything. COVID is on the road, got the world on its toes. So many sheep with their eyes closed.
Hey, sir, would you like to take the jab?
Man, kiss my ass, stop living by what the news told you. You got injustice, brutality saturating the streets. Blood spilling for no reason, thanks to the police. Meanwhile, syringes are being taken with speed. Can't do it, you ain't sticking no vaccination in me. Despite all the chaos, I still manage to stay on the right path. Gotta keep my focus and my faith strong.
All day long.
Let spiritual music play on. All the honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh.
Things only get worse before they get better. But the storm ain't meant to last forever. Even when the light is dim, the sun finds a way to shine again. Things are getting ugly, things are getting cold, but I know it's best to stay in my zone. And I can't stop now, I can't stop now.
Can't stop, I won't stop. 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 Can't stop, I won't stop.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. Make me a nightmare for people like you. A nightmare for people like you. A nightmare for people like you.
You are now tuned in to the network of awareness.
This world is full of pain, but it's in the plan. The Lord knows the struggle and He's got your hand. The world is like a tower that's about to fall. It's hard, but through it all, you can count on.
Thank Lord for a new day. Hands to the east, all praise Yahweh. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful, feeling good about all the choices I've made. Lord knows I ain't perfect, I live in a glass house. I stay humble, never ever try to act out. Never thought I'd make it this far, so I gotta thank God, cause I ain't even tapped out. I made a promise, I gotta keep it. If I don't, I'll feel defeated. I failed before, and I won't repeat it. But ironically, the failure is what I needed, cause it gave me motivation. The memories, I won't erase them. Salvation's close, I can almost taste it. Even though it's tough, I hope I make it. Come on.
This road is full of pain, but it's in the plan. The Lord knows you struggle and He's got your hand. The world is like a tower that's about to fall. It's hard, but through it all, you can count on.
To my brothers and sisters in truth, I pray that you make it too. Lord knows I do. Such dark times, everything's gonna blow like a landmine. 10 times worse than infanticide. Stay awake, bruh. It's all about one word. Bob letters that always gotta stay up. Babe, keep strong with the breastplate on and let Yahweh pave the way, cause He chose you. So embrace the pain. You ain't the same. You're like the ace of spades. You're the needle in the hay. You're different. You dedicated your life to walk in the Lord's way. Hey, so keep your head up. When you fall, get up. The Most High's about to hand you a crown. Long suffering, God's coming. A deep in the night. Wow.
This road is full of pain, but it's in the plan. The Lord knows you struggle and He's got your hand. The world is like a tower that's about to fall. It's hard, but through it all, you can count on God.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just cause you don't like the way another nigga talk. Yeah.
How you doing?
You had my back when there was no one left. Before I turn on you, I pray for death. Praying at your feet before I go to sleep. Fast life, no food, I don't wanna eat. Staring at the guard, watch them grill me. Before I let them drag you away, they gotta kill me. If I lose my life, then let it be. If you're scared with no faith, you don't feel me. It was a somewhat strange afternoon. I was working in the shop when I got the news. I was startled by a small click. They said, "Ghost, grab your things and come quick." I can feel the tension, I can feel the noise. They said, "Ghost, they sold them out for a bag of coins." We can see it in each other's eyes. This is the day we talk about, man, it's time to ride. Running on my way down to Calvary, running out of breath. I hope the heathens don't be mad at me. I'm on my way, I've been late, but I just found out. When they told me, I said, "What are you talking about?" Followed up with, "Man, who told you that?" Grabbed my sword and put it in the sheet that's on my back. Thinking, is this the day I lose my life? Cause I gotta go to war for the love of Christ. I show up and it ain't looking right. All the Hebrews here, they yelling out, "Kill Christ." I'm getting mad, I'm tired of being nice. I look Peter in his eye, we need to knock him thrice. All I can do is just shake my head. Now I'm weaving through the crowd, I gotta touch his hand. I can't fold, I gotta take a stand. So I yell, "Hold it up, I know this man." You had my back when there was no one left. Before I turn on you, I pray for death. Praying at your feet before I go to sleep. Fast life, no food, I don't wanna eat. Staring at the guard, watch them grill me. Before I let them drag you away, they gotta kill me. If I lose my life, then let it be. If you're scared with no faith, you don't feel me.
Wow, such a beautiful day, I can't complain. Yahweh has showed us the way, but this crowd outside is going insane. I stick my head out the door just to be sure it's okay. I see ghosts moving through a crowd, aiding the Messiah, trying not to let the angry crowd hang and crucify him. Before I join the fray, I prayed in scuba diving, that's my Lord and Savior. I gotta do what's right, so I fight. If you don't stand for Yah, who are you? Man, why the fuck are you breathing? Come on. I see a couple guards double teaming ghosts. Y'all put it on my soul to help him, he needs it, yo. Ain't gonna sit around and watch my brother fall. If I die, at least I know I went out, give him my all. Yeah, this mob might be a bit too much, but if you want the son of Yah, you gotta get to us.
Here we are, it's us against them. I see a lot of swords and bows. We'll be ready, we ready, we ready. Come on, ready, yeah. Yahweh, I know you with me. As sure as the light of day. All praise to Yah.
You had my back when there was no one left. Before I turn on you, I pray for death. Praying at your feet before I go to sleep. Fast life, no food, I don't wanna eat. Staring at the guard, watch them drill me. Before I let them drag you away, they gotta kill me. If I lose my life, then let it be. If you're scared with no faith, you don't feel me. You had my back when there was no one left. Before I turn on you, I pray for death. Praying at your feet before I go to sleep. Fast life, no food, I don't wanna eat. Staring at the guard, watch them drill me. Before I let them drag you away, they gotta kill me. If I lose my life, then let it be. If you're scared with no faith, you don't feel me.
I'm a little concerned right now about your salvation and stuff. How come you have not been baptized?
Because I never got around to it, okay? I don't know why you always have to be judging me. Because I only believe in science. I 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 believe in science.
How you doing?
You know what it is? Faith over fear Friday. Don't fuck with y'all's children. Classic. You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness, Episode 10, Season 4, with Take 1, Forward Progression.
A new age has begun. An age of freedom. And all who know that 300 Spartans gave their last breath to defend it.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Giving praise every day, demons, yeah, we slay. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Yeah, we giving praise, all praise to Yahweh. Israelite, yeah, the most I've been my light. He enlightened me and make me see some things the sheep just won't believe. Mysteries will be revealed unto the meek. Just keeping the commandments, those that are chosen understand it. Yeah, yeah. Shalom to all my brothers and my sisters. We deliver, living different. We enlighten, never frightened. Faith remains in Yah. Keep it poppin'. Shout out to Yashkara on 7stage.com. The warriors, lions, tribe of Judah. We the highest. We the chosen ones. Yeah, we never run. We keep on climbing. Yeah, we're here for the win. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Giving praise every day, demons, yeah, we slay. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Yeah, we giving praise, all praise to Yahweh. How can't they see the shit that's going on beyond me? You in the dark to stay away, might try to steal my light. We have to stand, have to fight. Yeah, you been my mind, you been my eyes, so I can see you everything I need. Yeah, never rely on man, always agendas, but y'all always got the bigger plan. Yeah, it's so tremendous, and his weapons is commencing, called the 1/3. I know you heard, we about to kill off all the demons. If you with us, you believe in Barakatah. Yeah. We the chosen ones. Yeah, we never run. We keep on climbing. Yeah, we're here for the win. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Giving praise every day, demons, yeah, we slay. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Yeah, we giving praise, all praise to Yahweh. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Giving praise every day, demons, yeah, we slay. Giving praise every day, straight up to Yahweh. Yeah, we giving praise, all praise to Yahweh.
What's up? Stop, hold on, calm down, stop tripping. What you mean your man tripping? Alright, I'm on the way. Baby, come and roll. Past and the present, babe. Tap in and elevate. I can feel your soul. Baby, come and roll. Hypnotic annoyance. Chaotic clairvoyance. I can feel your soul. You say that you imperfect. I can sense the perfection, babe. You say this life is stressing. Tap in and elevate, babe. Why your heart so heavy? Feels like it weighs a ton, babe. Baby, come and roll. Past and the present, babe. Tap in and elevate. I can feel your soul. Baby, come and roll. Hypnotic annoyance. Chaotic clairvoyance. I can feel your soul. Remember walks that we took right over the hill. Jam and screw, trying to chill, everything trill. You made the first move, no hesitated reaction. She wanna fly in my carpet like I'm Aladdin. You see my passion derives from your compassion. Nasara, just Sara, like no taxes. In the land of the free with the people. Lone wolf, I don't sleep with no sheeple. I creep through, then I rise with the elo. Him, the way I beam is so lethal. In my beanie like seagull. With the eye of an eagle. I'm in the hair like a follicle. While you taking Molly, I'm manipulating molecules. Any, meeny, miny, mo. No, I ain't that kind of fool. Too quick to fall in love like that Frankie Lyman do. Fast forward, change the channel, now we on the news. A Salvadorian swerving under the DeLorean. Parallel, can they corner him with the tree and some ornaments? Based on my lyrical telekinesis, we teleported through a portal. Based on my lyrical telekinesis, we teleported through a portal. Based on my lyrical telekinesis, we teleported through a portal. Based on my lyrical telekinesis.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
Okay, alright.
Add it up.
Okay, alright.
Add it up.
Why do you smile?
Arcadian, I've fought countless times. Yet I've never met an adversary who could offer me what we Spartans call a beautiful death. I can only hope, with all the world's warriors gathered against us, there might be one down there who's up to the task.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just cause you don't like the way another nigga talk.
We're not fucking around for season 4. This is Formation Nation. Cause here at the Network of Awareness, we're all about that true formation. Fuck your powder face. Get 'em.
is abroad. The light is only dim because the darkness teaches us lessons that need to be learned in order for one to move forward. Embrace the darkness, for the darkness is your friend. So there is no end. It's only an illusion to what has been. Follow the light and let the spirit embark on a flight to a destination unknown, but to a place where love is the building blocks that call this place home. We are always accompanied on this journey, but still feel alone. It is never the same journey or experience that is ever shown. It is your imagination that awakens the passion that will weather the storm, because it is the pure compassion in the soul that is vigorous and strong. We're one with eternity, so let's be connected to the positive stream that allows us to fulfill our infinite destiny.
Most definitely.
Let's strive to be the best people we can be with a power that is humanly new to see. So mistaken dismay can lead us astray, so let us stay, for it is our free will that allows us to make a choice. So I choose Yahweh with no delay.
One and only Oxakai.
One of the fastest growing podcasts on society and culture and social sciences in America and abroad. The Network of Awareness. Coming soon to Roku. Faith Over Fear Friday, let's go. Fuji.
Hello, positive people. You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness podcast radio station, giving you in-depth information on society and culture in America and abroad, with messages of inspiration, with keen insights, reputable interviews, and much more. So now, without further ado, your host of the Network of Awareness podcast, Aura, the informationalist.
And we are back. Welcome, brothers and sisters, to the Network of Awareness. This is Or the Informationalist here with Take One from the Righteous Rap Academy and Thinking to Rise.
Chill.
So good intermission, right? You know, I covered a story yesterday about artificial intelligence, and I was taking a look at these Tesla robots. And pretty sophisticated technology they got with these robots. And, you know, I was I'm going to talk about some of that next week, but I also covered, which led into the previous week, which I did a show about deviant or disorderly deviance, about the white supremacists, MK Ultra young men, middle-aged men that be wreaking havoc. And I wanted to talk to you real quick about how they're really trying to run with this distraction propaganda, but as well as black flag operations of these mass shootings to really promote gun control, which you and I know when it comes to certain states, especially here in the United States, ain't nobody giving up their guns. But I wanted to see what you thought about it, because we had that situation at Buffalo, New York, where that particular individual was apprehended, which is very interesting because it's a white dude killing nothing but black people, and they get him to surrender and they don't kill him. Now you got this transgender, you know, LB, whatever individual that they're not promoting is from that particular genre of people, and they supposedly killed him. But when you start looking deep into these stories, a lot of them are real. Like, they're not even fake like Sandy Hook, but then they are fake because of the way they were set up. And one of the things I found interesting from an article I saw on social media was a guy by the name of John Ruiz, who is a police officer in whatever it's called, Undenville or Lewandonville, whatever it's called. Well, that particular city, one of the police officers 3 weeks prior, his name is John Ruiz, did a safety training course specifically for mass shootings if it was to happen at the school. And one of the teachers there happens to be his wife. And I don't know if she got killed or what, but when you start digging deeper, and I had talked about this the other day, where it's like when you start digging deeper into these stories, especially when it comes to these mass shootings, it's more than meets the eye. And it's all for propaganda game in manipulating people, especially with these gun control. They really want to take away people's guns. And the only thing I could think of why they're pushing so hard for it is because they really don't want to engage in the type of battle that they're probably going to have to engage in order to take over America and have it become a totalitarian state. What do you think about that?
I mean, you're absolutely correct. I mean, people are not going to they're not going to give away their guns. Nobody. Anybody who owns a gun, whether it's licensed or not, they're not going to give that up, man. That's their self-defense. That's their form of protection. It doesn't matter what kind of mass shooting narratives they try to, paint up at the drawing board. No American citizen with reason to protect themselves, their families, children, loved ones, even themselves, they're not going to give those guns away. But I do agree with you, though, as to why they're trying to manipulate people into giving up their guns. If people give up their guns, which is, let's just be honest, it's the number one weapon of choice and what people use, others are more equipped with, more medieval style weaponry like, bows and arrows and swords, daggers, battle axes, stuff like that. But not everybody is necessarily in that state of mind. More people are more geared towards firearms. And so, with that being the case, if they're able to confiscate as many of them as possible, in their way, it's like they're minimizing casualties on their end. You know what I mean? And also, they're able to better facilitate and control the citizens and the masses when they actually do start to implement this new world agendas and procedures, like they show you in the movies, the video games, etc., etc. So, but like I said, it's just not going to work. I just don't see it.
Well, I don't see it either. But what I do see is just a very strong campaign when it comes to mass shootings in America, because now with these two recent ones, I think we're up to 215 mass shootings just this year alone, which is it's definitely alarming, something of concern, because you got over 215 and we haven't even reached the month of June, which would be the 6th month of the year. So not even a half a year in, and we got almost 220 separate mass shootings. That's a pretty big number, man. And I don't believe that all of them are orchestrated in order to go about a certain way so that it can promote for gun control. A lot of them are, though. A lot of them are MK Ultra driven and secret project driven. But I also believe that a lot of them are just some, people, a lot of these kids losing their mind. And most of the time, I'm not going to say all the time, but damn near most of the time, it's usually some white Caucasian male from the United States who has a particular belief system that he holds dear and near. And it's usually a kid that's suffering from major anxiety or depression from being bullied or being an outcast or being different. I mean, this particular dude, I think he was Mexican American. And he definitely had a couple of screws loose, right? And what I couldn't figure out is why the elementary? Why not the high school? Especially if there was somebody like the transgender that gets picked on or whatever. But there's so many different variables with this particular incident, which I'm pretty sure people are going to unravel all of the bullshit that's connected to it. But overall, when I look at over 215 now mass shootings here in America, what are we going to get up to 500 by the time the year's up? But I think it's a great reflection about what we were talking about earlier, that we're in this spiritual warfare, and you really got to have your armor, your spiritual armor strapped on real tight.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And if you have kids, I mean, just based off the information provided to us and the events that just happened in recent times, I mean, definitely look out for your little ones.
Yeah.
Because if the Most High is not protecting, you and your family, I mean, y'all just as gone as, unfortunately, those 19 children, man. I mean,
Yeah. Brother Cook made a great point, because these are the things that are coming out into the fold. Is he said, did you hear about the cops who went and took their children out of the school before the shooting? So there was cops that knew what was going to go down. And that's why it was a setup, because the cops, they say, literally stood out while the gunfire was going on for 40 minutes before they engaged, which is unheard of. But it makes a lot of sense, because when we're dealing with he said cops waited 22. On the news, they said 40. Either way, even waiting 5 minutes or 2 minutes is too long for somebody's children. And I heard that some of the parents try to bum rush the scene or whatever to try to save their kids. Either way. What were you going to say?
Cops were informed, right?
Obviously, man. That's why, what I was going to say, when it comes to the United Serpents of America, there's always more than meets the eye. There's always some lie, because there's a legacy of lies here. It's no different. That situation is no different than when all of the Jewish bankers and people that worked inside the World Trade Center didn't show up to work on November 11th, 2002. Ain't nobody show up to work. So, or
people
2001.
love to say that wasn't an inside job.
No, it was 2001, right? All of it's an inside job. And this is a major campaign for gun control. And it's something that I've seen the Democratic Party push more. So it's not a coincidence that we now have a Democratic regime that's been around for how many years now? Two or three? And these motherfuckers are pushing hard for every agenda they have. Because usually the Republicans are for gun control. I mean, for guns. They're usually promoters of the NRA. I could be wrong. Maybe there's some of them that don't. But at the end of the day, man, there's just so much going on when it comes to the spiritual warfare. There's just so much chaos. And nowadays, it's one thing to have to be aware when going out in public, right? We have to be very aware, because there's constant temptations and there's constant negative situations just waiting around the corner. But now, as an American, you have to be very vigilant and very aware when you're in places where there's large gatherings, places like a Walmart, a Target, a Top supermarket. A place like your children's school, an elementary school. It's like any place where there's a large amount of people or a significant amount of people in large groups, you have to be wary now, because at any given moment, there could be some type of shooter coming out the woodworks. And it's no more the narrative of the Middle East terrorist cell groups. It's like, no, the terrorists is the people who've always been the terrorists. It's the people right here in the United States of America. It is our very own government that is terrorizing us. And it's so noticeable now. It's not even because I'm in this truth and I can see things with my spiritual eyes. It's like a monkey can see this shit. Especially when you see these senators giving these speeches like they're trying to create change with their words and shit, trying to be a Martin Luther King on the Senate, It's pretty pathetic.
No, but you definitely got to be careful being amongst a big crowd of individuals these days, because demons, they love to travel and just find out who has light and who doesn't. So
yeah,
they can cause all kinds of damage just by using an individual whose light is not on, very low vibrational state, and just use them temporarily. Reminds me of that movie with Denzel Washington, Fallen, when it was like
Yeah.
I think it was a spirit, Azazel, something like that.
Yeah, but kept traveling
Like,
from person to person through touch.
like time is
Is
not on
on
my side,
my
something like that,
side.
or like
Yes,
on
it
my side.
is.
Yeah.
That was a good movie, man. That was a great movie. I actually saw that a couple of months ago again for the first time in a while.
But that's exactly how it is. Exactly how it is.
You know, ever since I seen the Travis Scott video where I actually seen the demons hopping into people from the stage, that shit blew my mind away right there. That footage was like, whoa. Like, it's like you see them like they were dark matter, right? Dark force, and they were just fucking people up. So many people got killed and hurt that day, man.
Right. They opened the gateway.
That's why I was telling you that dude Travis Scott is he reminds me of one of those dudes that he's gonna do whatever he has to do. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's certain of these people in the industry, when it comes to serving Satan, like they do it with like a big smile on their face, man. Like they enjoy it. They embrace that shit. I feel like those are the ones that are going to really suffer too.
He's like Prince. You know, Prince was very blatant with his demonic worshipings.
Yeah, so is Lady Gaga.
Concerts. Yeah. Yep. They don't hide it. Because they know that the masses are not going to catch on to it anyways. They're under the spell. And even if they are, you know, Mr. Wise Guy, they still refuse to go the route of righteousness. You know, they still just choose to follow the status quo. So,
you're absolutely right. Because there's still people present day that have been to that concert and they do not believe it has anything to do with anything demonic. They think it's just, you know, just another day at a concert where things got a little hectic and things got fucked up.
Yeah, minor difficulties, technical difficulties.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I'll tell you that right now. Very unfortunate. But it is what it is, man. I don't even understand how most of these kids today gravitate to this music that makes no fucking sense.
Man, your guess is as good as mine.
Because it's still considered hip hop, and I know about hip hop, and I'm listening to some of this shit for a short period of time, and it's like it's white noise to me. Makes no fucking sense.
Ain't no goddamn hip hop, man. That's a disgrace, man. Truly, it is.
Yeah, Brother Cook said he prays before he leaves the house and gives thanks when he makes it back. Yeah, that's a good practice, a good habit to be into, of giving praise and thanks to the Most High for keeping you safe, because so much can happen in such a short period of time. You know? And that's been one of the things that I've been challenged with since I moved here, but I've gotten better, man, in not getting so confrontational with certain situations. Sometimes you just got to let them play out. And as long as it doesn't go too awry, just let it be, you know, just let it be. And that's something I did today. I saw a dude I was getting a haircut and this dude was touching my scooter, but I left it alone. And, you know, he didn't do nothing stupid, but there was a part of me that wanted to go out and check him, but I didn't.
Right.
And it wouldn't have been worth it, you know. But I was ready. I was ready to get out that barber chair real quick.
Oh, I mean, you exercise temperance. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that we as righteous folks in the community in these days and times, with things getting as rough as they are, where temperance is definitely going to be our best friend. Just that self-restraint and self-control, because demons going to try you. You know?
Something that's happened a lot to me in the past 2 years is I'm little by little not finding enjoyment in doing recreational activities in large groups. Like, I used to be big on going to amusement parks, places like Great Adventures, Wet and Wild, Action Park in Pennsylvania. These types of places, Rye Playland in Rye, New York. Places I love to take my daughter at when she was younger. Places I love to go. I love roller coasters. I love the adrenaline rush. It does wonders for me. But I no longer have a desire to do that. Like, it's not something like, oh, I gotta go do this. Like, even if, Letta wanted to go with me to amusement park, I would question if I wanted to go because it's not something that I look forward to anymore. There's a lot of things that I've lost the thrill for coming into this truth more and more and understanding what's important spiritually. I don't know if you've experienced that, but I've been experiencing it with a lot of different things. I've even told you about watching UFC. I used to watch UFC like every week. I was on it, whatever episode, whether it was the Tough Show, whether it was an event, whether it was like some side shit or some interviews, I was on that shit heavy. No longer have a desire for it. Now, I don't know if anybody's experiencing this in the chat room too, or if you've been experiencing, brother, but I've been experiencing a transformation where I'm enjoying things only that have to do with whatever's involved in my purposes in life and whatever I've attached and bonded myself within the purpose of serving the Most High. And that is the only thing that's fulfilling me right now. So a lot of this recreational shit that I used to be really into is slowly but surely dwindling away from my attraction, so to speak.
Right. That's very true, and I get what you mean. Because I remember months ago when I told you how I canceled my Netflix membership and kind of, exchanged that for the podcast and editing and stuff like that. Not that Netflix is bad. It has a lot of truth on there. Don't get it twisted. And I enjoyed it for the amount of time in which I did. But I just felt like it wasn't necessarily serving me and what I was trying to do anymore. So I just went ahead and got rid of it, But even other things like, boxing, I used to really be heavy into that. Now I don't even really watch it. No, I mean, hardly, if any, at all. I just don't really have no desire for it. I think it's still cool and everything like that. Like tutorials and demonstrations, I guess. But like the actual entertainment value of it, I'm saying, like, oh, come this Saturday, this and so is going against this and so, and then they got all this promotional going on. And, they got them talking a bunch of ish to each other, just to really excite the fight and all this and that. I don't really care for it no more because I just know it's scripted. It's all fabricated. So it's like, you know what I mean? All the joy is kind of taken out of it. So I just don't really care. And then even when you see the fighters, they don't even really be having static with each other. They're just pretty much going with the flow. Like, as long as I get my money. So it's like,
yeah.
I don't even really watch this shit.
Yes, indeed. Something Brother Cook said, he said, I really lost my desire for this world to gain. I like to gain knowledge. Very true. I'm glad that I titled this Forward Progression because as you were talking, what came to my spirit was that we are progressing in our forward movement on the righteous path, which is as thin as a tightrope. And I feel like the more we keep on our path to serve the Most High and to make other people aware that the Most High does exist, because I think each and every one of us are doing that in our own way. And we're all impacting people in our lives on a daily basis, whether it be in the most minute, brief conversation, or it could be something like a podcast where it's reaching thousands of people, or it could be something where you're on stage talking to thousands of people or hundreds. or whatever the situation is. I feel like this forward progression is putting us on the path to enlightenment, to where the closer you get to understanding who you truly are, where you truly come from, a lot of the worldly world of things start to fall to the wayside as you're walking on this path. So as you're walking, there's things dropping beside you and being left right where they fell, as you're continuing to progress forward. Your forward progression is moving you forward into a higher state of being, a higher frequency, a higher state of understanding, understanding, and overstanding all in one. And at the same time, having the ear or the spiritual pineal pituitary gland to be able to receive the spiritual messages that are being downloaded, and being able to download them and process them and move forward with that energy on a consistent basis. That's forward progression spiritually.
Yeah, that forward progression. It's interesting about that because I remember back when I was at home in Florida, I remember days when I used to love going to the basketball court just to shoot shots. Wasn't even nobody out there, but just, to myself, when you're kind of in your head, you just need something to kind of pass time. Yep. I remember days where I would be there, but the reason why I was there is because I wasn't on that forward progression. You know what I mean? Spiritually, I was lost at the time. But it's like, looking back at it now that Most High has given me a purpose, he's given me a true reason to lift my head up from that pillow every day and serve him to the best of my ability. For me to go back to that court, it would be kind of asinine. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't serve no purpose for me no more. It was only there because I was lost. It was almost like some soul searching, type of stuff going on there. But now it's dropped. And now I can just set the ball down and move forward. I don't need you no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Most High has given me reason, a purpose.
It's a beautiful thing to have forward progression in life instead of taking, steps backwards, as many people are doing in these days and times. They're not learning from their experiences. And it's unfortunate, it really is. But there's really nothing you could do about it. I think the most important thing is to understand that your life has meaning, your life has purpose, and you have to fulfill it to the greatest potential and put your all into it, and never allow your faith to become wavered. Have your faith unwavered, and onward you go into the forward progression of whatever it is that you're pursuing in life. And it can be anything. But I tie that into contentment. Like right now, I'm so content with life that sometimes I have to try to downplay it just to keep on an even keel, because I don't want to be too overly exasperated with intense emotions of fulfillment. And even as I'm saying it to you now, it makes so much sense to me because I have a lot to be grateful for. And a lot of times as I'm living in that which I'm so grateful for, I'm like, this shit feels like a fucking dream. That's what it feels like sometimes.
Right.
It doesn't even feel like it's real. It feels surreal.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm grateful.
So to kind of, yeah.
What were you going to say, brother?
To kind of get out of that, you need some dynamics, pretty much, to keep you moving and to keep you in rhythm. So that way you're not too pressed down in your fulfillment.
Exactly. And that's the whole part of being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Because as good as things are, there's so much more to do. And there's so much more to endure. But I'm looking forward to it. You know, I want to read a text message that Billy sent me. And I don't know, I felt compelled in my spirit to want to share this. This is a text message he sent to me. You know, and I told him about a recent trip that I'm going to be going on. And I just, you know, I told him how, you know, everything is going well for me, right? And he always likes to hear how I'm doing so well because it inspires him as well. But he said, that's awesome, bro. He said, I'm happy for you. Now, he said, it's an amazing feeling to be in love. Now, he's using that term in love, but I don't use that term. I grow to love. I don't fall in love. But this is, you know, just him giving me positive feedback. And he says, he says, it's an amazing thing to be in love and appreciated for who you are, the way you are. Your life is going to skyrocket with her. I've seen the right relationship change both lives for the better. Your thinking is going to change too. How your daily life plays out. The only challenge you have now is time and space. Once those gaps are closed, watch out. And I thought that was a pretty phenomenal text message I got from my friend who is a life coach. But I appreciate that, you know, those types of text messages, because exactly what he says, I believe it. I think that the Most High puts certain people in our lives when we're ready to receive it, to raise our level of frequency to a higher state of, I guess the word I'm looking for is greatness within your own life, to achieve great things and to feel a level of contentment that you've never felt before, but understand and appreciate it and be able to enjoy it as a humbling experience, as Cook put it, because it really is a humbling experience. And what's so humbling about it for me, and the experiences are still going. So, I mean, it's only getting better. This is only the beginning. And it's something I say a lot because it's so true. But it's humbling to me in the sense that when I look at all of the strife and the terror and the horror that I went through on a consistent basis, this is like a level of paradise when it comes to positivity opposed to negativity. And that's how I look at it. That's why it humbles me a lot, because I know what it's like to be in a constant state of just fuckery, where you just fucked up in the game on a consistent basis. Whereas now, even if I was to get fucked up, I'm going to find a way out of it. Like, it's not going to hinder me. It's only going to be a stepping stone to get me back to where I need to be, or get me somewhere else to where I need to be going. So, Brother Take, any other comments on that? Any final comments? Any thoughts? Because we got about 10 minutes left.
On the contentment?
On anything you want to share. Doesn't necessarily have to be that. I wanted this to be a building session with you. And I think we built on some pretty good topics of discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But in these last 10 minutes, any final things you want to share for this broadcast, which is episode 10, Forward Progression on Faith Over Fear Friday?
Oh, well, you know, I always got to give the glory to the Most High, because, you know, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be here right now having this building session. So to reiterate, y'all, all I have to say is, whatever faith you have, hold on to it, and hold on to it for dear life. We're in a time right now where things are only going to get more and more harder for the righteous. But we keep each other strong, though. You know, we keep each other strong as we're in this body. You know, we need each other more than we realize. So, we shouldn't try to, push each other away or try to think that we can just do this thing on our own. Demons love when you're isolated. It's something that I had to learn. You know, they really love to back you up in a corner and try to gang up on you because you think you can just do this thing on your own. So never think that you can just be, because technically, yeah, we are, going to be judged on our own. But at the same time, we're on this battlefield together. That's why we are brothers and sisters. We're soldiers for Yahweh, all together. We're unified. Team Yahweh. So like I said, just hold on to your faith, keep it strong. Whatever changes you may be going through, may Yah allow you to find a way to adapt to it. So that way that change can make you stronger and elevate more spiritually. And just stay on that thin line. Just stay aware of everything that's going on, because nothing is by coincidence. Everything is all for a reason as we're getting closer and closer to the Most High returning. So just take one from the Righteous Rap Academy, or hey, it was a pleasure. Faith over fear. Friday.
Looks like Brother Cook said, are you going to have any merch anytime soon?
Me, for the Righteous Rap Academy? It's definitely in the plan, for sure. Right now, everything is kind of slow, getting situated. I'm actually about to be entering my season 2. Episode 30 will be out next week, so kind of excited for that. It's pretty cool. It's almost like I just started the podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
And
you already went through one season. That's a major accomplishment.
Right.
And you should be closing in on 1,000 downloads very soon too.
Hey.
Yeah, so that's another thing we should celebrate. But to answer Brother Cook's question too is we're going to have some merch that's going to come out eventually for Network of Awareness.tv. I'm going to have t-shirts for Network of Awareness, and eventually we'll have it for the Righteous Rap Academy. So those things will be in the works. Right now, it's just setting up the foundation for a lot of this stuff and really get it in order. So there will be merch coming out. Can't give a specific date, but it will definitely come out. It's going to be good merch too, because the shirts are going to be popping. But what I want to say, brothers and sisters, is forward progression. Keep moving forward, right? Don't get stuck in the past. Don't go back to your past. If there's people that you left behind or that fell to the wayside, keep them there. Okay? Just keep them there, because there's a reason. And this is coming from somebody who ended a 23-year friendship that I never thought would end. But ever since I ended that friendship, boy, has life gotten so much better. It's gotten so much better that I can't even express into words how that one closing and shutting of a door opened up so many more doors once that door was finally shut. And I'm talking about nailed shut. Like put the nail in the coffin, fucking shut. That type of shut. Like don't even possibly think about opening up that door again, no matter what. That's coming from that type of energy, because I've lived it. And it's a beautiful thing. So progressively move forward in life. And don't look back like Lot's wife, because you turn into a pillar of salt, right? So this is spiritual warfare. And it's only for those that are strong in their faith. Those that have that unwavering faith. And you can't move forward when you're constantly looking back and behind you. So don't be in fear. Just have that faith and you're going to be straight. So, with that being said, I think we had a really good, meaningful show for Forward Progression. We had some technical difficulties in the beginning, but it is what it is. And let me play another beat that you like. This is called Gold Defined. Yeah, let's rock out to that. So, brothers and sisters, as I always say, when you live in the present, there's always an opportunity for a new beginning. So I want to thank you for joining us on Faith Over Fear Friday. I'm Or the Informationless. Had a nice building session with none other than Take One. And we want to say peace, love, and light to you, brothers and sisters. Also, don't look for the light at the end of the tunnel, because the light is and always will be within you. So light up the tunnel and find your way through the darkness, because all things are possible through the grace of the Most High. Barakatah, family.